Hello, I'm Carrie Sacuno. I work as an emergency department nurse. I'm recording this video today in an effort to urge leadership on a life-saving change that needs to take place in our facility. We must make a computer available to every nurse in every treatment room. Right now, we have no computers in the rooms, but we do have one or two rolling computers that can be used by nurses. This department has gotten so busy recently, and with multiple nurses working at the same time, there's not always a computer that can be used when we go into a room to give medications or document, and this has to change. I recently viewed a short film called Chasing Zero, Winning the War on Healthcare. It's a short film that interviews multiple people who have been impacted by healthcare harm in the means of medication errors, poor follow-up on critical lab results, or like surgical mistakes. And if you have not viewed this documentary, I implore you to do so. It is life-changing in the way you think about healthcare harm. And my biggest takeaway from this short film was just how, with the right circumstances or a poor system, these medical errors can happen to anyone. I think back on my nursing career and I think, well, I would have never made that mistake. I would do this. Given the right circumstances, I could make these awful mistakes too that impact lives and cause death. Healthcare harm is rarely just due to negligence or malice, but often just due to poor systems that are in place, and kind of set the healthcare staff up to fall into these medical mistakes. And I believe one of those poor systems is occurring in our hospital. In the Chasing Zero short film, I learned of a young woman named Julie Theo, who hung a wrong medication. She'd worked a double shift, and then she went back on shift only after getting a couple hours of sleep. And she mixed two medications, a antibiotic and a IV epidural. She accidentally, due to a poor system with not scanning, not double checking medications and labeling correctly, she hung the epidural on the peripheral IV site, and within minutes or seconds, her testimony says that the young girl, who was supposed to be delivering a healthy baby that day, then had a seizure and arrested, and ultimately passed away. So this is a heartbreaking story, and you think like how you could never live with yourself after you would carry that burden as a nurse with you forever. We take care of our patients as family oftentimes, and living with the thought of you making a medical error that cost someone their lives would be a heavy burden. But these things can happen when we don't have the right system in place. I also just want to mention that we need to have an environment that allows nurses to report their mistakes, and so we can learn from them and share those mistakes with other nurses so we can learn and change our systems so those mistakes do not happen again. Thank you for listening.